Hi, Jane. Tomorrow is finally your wedding. I'm really looking forward to it. Oh, I can't wait for tomorrow. Hi, Rosa. Thank you very much. Even we don't usually keep in touch, you're that excited? I'm kind of surprised. Of course I am. You're my only sister. What's wrong with looking forward to it? I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm preparing a surprise for you, Jane. A surprise? It won't be a surprise if you tell me now. Don't worry. You'll still be surprised for sure. Rosa, please don't go overboard. I have a bad feeling when you're planning something. Oh, please. Is this because I stole your boyfriend in the past? That's part of it, but not just a boyfriend. You always take things from me. When we were little, you used all my toys without asking. You ate my snacks without me knowing. When I got angry, Mom told me to be patient because I was the big sister. That was so unfair. Do you still hold a grudge about that, Jane? That's so lame. Those were small things, but when we got to high school, you took my bags and clothes that I bought with my part-time job money. Then you started spending my money without asking. I didn't want to be around you anymore. That's why I moved out when I was a sophomore and started living on my own. It's only natural that I'd feel uneasy if you're planning something at my wedding. Well, you'll definitely be surprised. So just look forward to it. I can't wait to see your face when you see my surprise. Really, just don't do anything weird. So many people are coming, I'm begging you. All right. Tony, where are you now? I just arrived on time and the wedding hall staff said the bride has been changed to someone else. Tony, it's an emergency. Please call me right away. Do you know something too, Tony? Who the hell is this other bride? Hey, Tony, please answer me. It's our wedding today. I don't understand why. Call me as soon as you see this. The surprise was a big success. How did you like it? You must have been so shocked. The look on your face was priceless. I'm still struggling to hold back my laughter. How does it feel to have your wedding hijacked? Rosa, is this your surprise? When I got to the ceremony venue, the staff told me that Mom had said that the bride had been changed to someone else. I asked her what was going on, but she didn't know anything about it. When I questioned Mom, she just told me to sit with them. She said, "Well, you don't even have a dress anyway, so there's nothing you can do about it." She was watching me the whole time. I tried to reach Tony, but he never read my messages or picked up the phone. And then, the ceremony started. Then you showed up with Tony in my dress. How could I not be surprised? How do I feel? Terrible. You have to explain this to me. I don't have to explain. I'm sure you understand what's going on. What? Me and Tony were dating. You didn't notice it at all, did you, Jane? Since when? Remember the family meeting? That's when we exchanged phone numbers. You met him for the first time that day, right? And yet you approached him? I can't believe it. I fell in love with Tony at first sight. It was like, how could such a handsome man be with my sister? At that moment, I decided that I would definitely steal him away from you. When Tony went to the bathroom, I followed him and handed him a note with my phone number on it. He was surprised at first, but I guess he was kind of happy. When I texted him, he responded immediately. And when I asked him out for dinner, he agreed right away. I can't believe Tony betrayed me so easily. Well, it can't be helped, can it? You're such an ugly girl, Jane. Tony went like, I didn't know Jane had such a pretty sister. I should have proposed to her. I wish I met you sooner. Ah, but if I hadn't proposed to her, I might never have met you, Rosa. So, in that sense, it's probably a good thing. When did Mom and Dad know about this? About a week ago. I told them that I was planning a surprise for you, and they were all for it. Unbelievable. I know. Wow, you feel terrible. I feel great. What? Because I got to see your unhappy face. I can't believe it went so well. The surprise was a great success. I feel great. Tony's mom and dad prefer me to you. They welcome me and tell me I won't have to worry about money. And they offered to let us live with them because they have plenty of room. What? Live together? You're going to live in that house with them? That's right. Maybe they didn't offer you that because they don't like you. If it were an ordinary house, I'd absolutely hate the idea of living together. But living in such a huge mansion, I'd gladly live with them. And they told me I wouldn't have to work. I'll be free from financial issues for the rest of my life. Oh yeah? I won't help you no matter what happens in the future. Huh? What are you talking about? It's you who needs help, isn't it? How are you going to survive now? Rich Tony has left you. I'm not like you, okay? I still make enough money to live on my own. And I like my job, so I have no intention of quitting. Yes, well, you're right. Now that Tony has dumped you, you'll never get a chance to marry. You have no choice but to live for your job, right? If you just want to gloat, can I go? You're about to have a wedding reception and must be busy. That's right. Thanks for reminding me. Have fun at the reception, Jane. What? Of course I'm leaving. I mean, I've already left the venue. Is that so? That's so boring. I wanted to show you my other dress for the party too. No thanks. I'm going to charge you for all the money I've spent on the wedding. And of course the wedding venue. And alimony too. What? You're asking for money from your own sister? Of course. It doesn't matter if we're sisters or relatives. You need to atone for what you've done. Well, that's fine. I'll have Tony pay for it. I'm sure he can afford it. I hope you're right. I've decided to leave the money matters to my lawyer, so you'll be hearing from him. Okay. Jane, help me. Please answer me quickly. If you don't hurry, I'll be in big trouble. What in the world? It's so late. I was already asleep and you woke me up. Oh, thank goodness you noticed. Can I come to your place now? Huh? Now? What are you thinking? Please, it's now or never. They finally went to sleep. I've just sneaked out of the house. I'm heading to your place. It's an emergency, okay? I don't understand, but if you need a quick answer, I'll tell you. No way. Even if you come, I'm not letting you in. Why would you say that? I'm in so much trouble. I'm sure you've finally noticed that Tony's parents are outrageous. What? You knew? Then why didn't you tell me? Because you seem to be looking forward to living with them. I didn't want to interrupt you. Huh? Don't lie to me. You wanted me to have a bad experience, didn't you? Tell the truth. Well, then I'll tell you the truth. You're right. I thought I would get revenge for the worst surprise he gave me. Unbelievable! But unlike you, I didn't do anything particular. I just didn't tell you. I'm not on the same level as you, who stole my fiancé without a second thought. They tricked me. They told me I didn't have to work and I believed it. But actually, they forced me to do all the chores. From cleaning that big house to cooking and laundry for the whole family, including Tony's brother and sister and their family. They made me do it every day. If they didn't like the food I cooked, or even the way I do the chores, they'd whine and complain about it for an hour. I can't believe they're such jerks. I'm going crazy. They did the same to me when I was dating Tony. Even though I was just his girlfriend, they didn't stop lecturing me. It's really bad, isn't it? So when they offered living together if we get married, I stubbornly refused. To them, you were more convenient than me. You knew nothing about it, unlike me. In fact, you were naive, and you just took their advice and moved in with them, didn't you? But you don't want to get a job, right? And you fell in love with him at first sight, right? Then you just have to put up with it, don't you? There's no way I can put up with this. I'd much rather get a job than go through such a terrible experience. Besides, Tony doesn't come home until late at night. I hardly get any time with him. I understand that he's working overtime to earn a lot of money, but without him, it's just me and my in-laws in that house. I just can't stand it. He hasn't come home yet today. You seem to be deceived by him in many ways. What? Deceived? What do you mean? First of all, you say he makes a lot of money. He's just like any other office worker. What? That can't be true. Then why do you think he makes so much money? Because he bought me brand name stuff. He said so himself. He lied to you. He's so vain. He probably asked his parents for money and got an allowance. They're so strict with others, but so lenient to their own children. I was the one who paid for our regular dates because I make more money than he does. No way! You know that, don't you? They just want a housekeeper for themselves. They forced you to take care of their son and daughter, right? Oh yeah, that's right! And the reason he doesn't come home isn't because of overtime? Huh? Then what? Don't tell me he's cheating on me. That's right. I just found out recently. I was really pissed off at you, but more than that, I was mad at him. Betraying me so easily after proposing to me with all those I love yous. So I hired a private investigator to do a background check on Tony. I couldn't forgive him for betraying me and trying to make himself happy. I was determined to find out something I could use for revenge. And it turned out to be more than I expected. I thought maybe he was having an affair with someone other than you. But to my surprise, he was 6 timing. Oh, 7, including you. He was having affairs with all of them even when he was engaged to me. I'm going to take big amount of alimony. You're kidding! He just got married to me and he's already cheating on me? He proposed to me and then went out with 7 different people. Of course he won't change even if he gets married. He doesn't come home from work even though he doesn't work overtime. So I guess that's what he's doing. No way! I'll never forget your betrayal and I'll never forgive you. But I'm grateful that you made it possible for me to leave him. So I'll give you the evidence, and you can use it to get alimony from him. Then, you can use the money to pay me alimony. You said you'd ask for a lawyer, right? I did. So what? If you're grateful to me, then you can ask him to defend me too. Of course, the money is on you. Don't get carried away. I told you I would never forgive you for the rest of my life. You should be grateful that I'm providing you with evidence. I'm not going to help you anymore. If you need someone to turn to Mom and Dad. They're always on your side. They'll help you this time too, right? But they told me they're not happy with this. They said they won't allow me to come home. They want me to play nice with my in-laws and send money to them somehow. They said it's the only way to show gratitude for raising me. I see. Then you'll just have to take care of it yourself. I have no intention of letting you in my place, so you can either give up and go back to that house, or do something with it on your own. It's your choice. I will never go back. I'd rather die than go back to that house. Is that so? Do what you want. If you think I'm gonna help you if you say that, you're wrong. I gave you advice on your wedding day. Advice? I said I wouldn't help you no matter what happened. Did you? That's right. You're on your own. Bye. Hey, if you don't help me, I'll have to stay here. Jane!
Hey, Jane, did you say something to Rosa? She left the house at midnight last night and hasn't come back. I called your parents, but they said she hasn't returned. Is she at your place?
Huh? How can that be? She came to me for help, sure, but I clearly refused. I have no intention of forgiving you or her.
Then where the hell did Rosa go?
I don't know. Yesterday, she said she'd rather die than go back to your parents' house. Maybe she went out camping.
She said that? We're newlyweds. What's wrong with her?
How dare you?
Huh? What do you mean?
Thanks to her, I was able to break up with a shitty guy like you. So I told her one thing, that you had 7-timing love affairs.
You knew?
I found out after your wedding. Had I known earlier, I'd never have wanted to marry a jerk like you. Now that Rosa knows too, you'll have to pay alimony to both of us.
Oh no. I thought you didn't notice.
I was going to charge Rosa for the wedding cost, but now that I know you were 7-timing me, I'm going to charge it to you after all.
I didn't know you knew all that. You know I don't have any money, right, Jane? There's no way I can pay you that kind of money.
I didn't ask if you can pay or not. Even a kid knows that if you did something wrong, you will be punished. Maybe kids are smarter than you.
Don't say that. Why do I have to be told off by you?
If you don't want to be told off, you shouldn't have done it in the first place. I've already asked for a lawyer, so make sure you pay up. But I know you can't afford it on your meager salary. Why don't you continue to get help from your favorite mom?
Hey, come on. Stop it already.
What? I'm just telling you the truth. See you later, motherfucker. Like I guessed, Rosa went camping out that day. After that, she asked her friends for help. But all her friends know that she stole my fiancé, so nobody helped her out. She didn't have any job or a place to live. But I heard that she found herself a job as a live-in housemaid. She had no choice but to work as much as she could, and she's doing fine. Tony was asked alimony by both Rosa and me, so he couldn't go around like before. Those women he was dating sensed his change, and they found out he was cheating on them. Oh, of course they got mad, putting him in a rough spot as he's being demanded to pay more alimony. Well, none of that is my business. As long as the alimony is paid, I'm fine. I hope that neither Tony nor Rosa will ever do anything to cause trouble to others again. I really do.
Hey, Molly, when are you planning to come back? The chores are piling up without you here. Your mom's been unwell and just stays in bed all day. Can you come back soon and help clean up the house? Sorry for the trouble, Elena. I won't be able to come back for a while as I'm abroad for work. Geez, you're still overseas? Must be nice to travel when it's not even summer vacation time. Instead of leaving your family behind and gallivanting around, why don't you come back home already? I've already explained this several times. I'm not on vacation. I'm on a business trip. It's work, so it's not like I can make up my own schedule. Don't lie to me. I heard from Flynn that you're only a high school grad. Yeah, that's true. I doubt that someone at the bottom of the academic ladder like you is going on an overseas business trip. The bottom? Flynn's successful and graduated from a top-notch university. I wonder why there's a huge difference, even though you guys are siblings. Yeah, he always aced school. I was more towards the lower end. But grades aren't everything, you know. I don't care what you think of me. There are many people, whether high school grads or not, excelling in society. It's not fair to judge solely based on education. You're so naive. No matter what you say, those with higher education get preferential treatment in society. They get better salaries too. You should at least have a college degree. I see. You also have a degree, right? But you've never worked and have been a homemaker. So I question if education is really that necessary. How dare you? Are you trying to belittle homemakers? It's a respectable job, you know. That's definitely not my intention. I'm just saying it's wrong to look down on people based on education. Huh! Acting all high and mighty just because you have a job with only a high school diploma? Anyway, we're doing you a favor by letting you stay here. So it'd be nice if you could at least help with cleaning the house. Vacuuming is a pain, especially with so many rooms. That's my family home, so I'm not exactly freeloading there. You and Flynn moved in later, remember? Isn't it normal for the eldest son and his wife to live in the family home? Technically, as a single daughter, you should have moved out. Why should I have to leave my own house? Your house? Living here like a parasite and having the nerve to talk back? No, I work and contribute financially, so I'm not a parasite. Ugh, you're so irritating. It's parasitic to be single and still live at home. Whatever. Whether it's work or whatever, just wrap it up and hurry back. You've missed out on chores, so you'll have to do a lot when you get back.
Hey, I heard from Elena. You've been dissing her, right?
Huh? What are you talking about all of a sudden?
Quit playing dumb. She just called me all mad. You acted condescendingly for someone with a low education, saying stuff like housewives are useless to society and college degrees are pointless. It sounded like you belittled her big time.
No way. I didn't say any of that. She's twisting my words significantly. I mean, she's the one who's been disrespecting me from the start.
It's so troublesome when she gets upset, you know. I end up taking the heat because of you. Please, stop picking fights with her.
I don't remember doing such a thing.
By the way, you'll be back by tomorrow, right?
Huh? What's wrong with you two? I'm on a business trip, so there's no way.
Quit lying. You're just pretending to be on a business trip while having a good time.
That's not true.
Elena's been struggling to take care of Mom and doing household chores all alone. Just come back already.
I explained this to her earlier, but I can't come back home for a while. She's a homemaker and not working, so she should be able to handle the house, right? Besides, Mom's just a little disabled, but can manage most things herself. She's not that dependent.
Are you trying to rebel against me?
What the?
I'm the eldest son, you know.
You've always been obsessed with that. Seriously? Why are you clinging to outdated values? Being the eldest doesn't make you superior nowadays. Mom and Dad never gave you special treatment, right?
Compared to you, with your low education and no marriage, I'm definitely the superior one. Just be grateful you get to live in this house.
Geez, you've been saying the same things as Elena. What's wrong with living in my family home? You guys rolled in there later, remember? Plus, when you guys got married, you were dead set against living with our parents. You said Elena wouldn't like it. And yet you just suddenly moved in without any heads up. You know, it was such a hassle getting everything ready for you guys.
There's no point in talking about that now. Our old apartment was falling apart from age, and the owner forced us to move out.
Then you could have easily found a new place. Elena didn't want to live together, right?
Things happened suddenly, and I had no choice but to come back here.
Uh-huh. I didn't know an eviction notice would come out so abruptly.
That was quite a surprise for me too.
Anyway, living with us was just until you found another place, right? So why are you acting like you're in charge?
That's because I'm the eldest son. Now that Dad's gone, it's me who's supposed to inherit this house.
Inherit? But you made a promise and can't stay there forever, you know?
Ha! Like I'm gonna listen to you. I got the chance to live here again. Why would I go through the hassle of renting a cramped apartment now? This house is gonna be mine.
Yeah, right. It's not going to be yours. You have to leave just as you agreed upon.
Stop making a fuss. If you're adamant about not coming back soon, I'll just kick you out forcibly.
What do you mean?
That's a surprise for after you're kicked out.
Hold on. What are you planning to do?
I'm planning some harsh punishment for my arrogant sister. Remember that.
Hi, Molly. You're still abroad, right? Yeah, I should be back in about a week. I hate to ask, but can you take care of things at home a little longer? You know what? You don't need to come back. But you were asking me to hurry back the other day. What's going on? I have big news. Ready? I threw away all your stuff. Excuse me? You lie about being on a business trip and push housework on me. You're nothing but a nuisance. So after talking to Flynn, we decided to kick you out. You won't have a place or belongings when you come back. Find somewhere else to live when you return. Wait, did you just enter my room without permission? Of course! Why wouldn't I? Since Flynn is the head of this house, I, as his wife, have every right to enter rooms. He's not the head. Besides, I locked my room. We broke that. We got rid of everything. The bed, dresser, even everything in the closet. Oh. It's a shame, by the way. About what? Being a high school grad means being poor, huh? I thought about selling stuff to a recycling place if it looked promising. But all your furniture was in shambles, and your clothes were cheap and worn out. Not a single branded item. Everything looked like trash, so I threw it all away. Unbelievable. You tried to sell off my personal belongings. But thank you, Elena. Huh? I didn't even need to ask, and you just did it for me. If I knew, I wouldn't have locked the door. It must have been a hassle breaking it. What are you saying? Now I don't have to come back. Great. What do you mean? You mentioned my belongings were like trash, but they actually were. Everything left in my room was planned to be thrown away later. So, nothing was necessary? Right. I've already moved everything else to a storage unit. For what? Because I'm moving. You're moving? Yeah, but then I suddenly got a business trip, so I was contemplating when to clean up the room. There's still some procedures left and Mom to consider, so I have to return at some point. But because you threw everything away, I won't have to rush back. Thanks a lot. What the heck? You made me do extra work. You were planning to move? Why didn't you say it earlier? Wait, I've mentioned it several times before. You guys are prepared too, right? Why would we? I've explained before that you can only live there for a limited time. Didn't you listen? Hold on. What do you mean? That house is a rental, and the lease is ending soon. A rental? Didn't you know? It's a rented property. I thought your parents bought it. But since you've lived here for so long, you could just renew the lease, right? Nope. It's not possible. There's a new tenant lined up. We need to clear out everything in the house before the move-out date.
Wait! Don't just rush things! This house was rented by your late father, right? You don't have the right to terminate the lease.
Since he passed away, I've transferred the lease under my name. I'm the current leaseholder. So we won't be able to live there soon. You guys need to start preparing to move.
Oh my God! What about your mom? Will she leave too?
Of course. She's aware and has been packing her stuff in her room.
Come to think of it, her room seems to be getting quite organized lately.
It's just you and Flynn taking it easy. Please make sure to sort out your stuff before the move-out date.
Hold on! This is all too sudden. I can't keep up.
I did mention before that we couldn't stay there for long.
But I didn't know we'd really have to move out. Hey, is it possible to cancel the termination?
Nope.
Oh, darn it.
Well then, I gotta go back to work now.
Molly, are you serious about not renewing the lease?
Oh, you already heard from Elena, huh?
What have you done without consulting me?
The decision was made before you moved in. Besides, the lease is under my name, so I have the right to handle the procedures.
Darn it. What was Dad thinking? Disregarding me and making you the leaseholder?
When he passed away, you were living elsewhere, so obviously it came to me. I did mention the lease was ending soon, and we could only reside for a little while when you guys moved in.
You didn't say you were canceling the lease?
I didn't think it was necessary. You said yourself that you'd only stay for a month at most, and leave once you found a new place.
I never imagined you'd proceed with the termination. It's our family home, and I intend to keep living here.
I'm speechless. But the next tenant is already set. You guys need to move out soon.
Hold on. Where are you going after you move out?
I've signed a lease for a new apartment.
And what about Mom? Are you planning to abandon her?
Of course not. I found an accessible apartment near my workplace, so we're moving there.
I see. Then we'll move in with you guys.
What? Find your own place.
Unfortunately, that's not possible.
Why not?
We don't have the money.
What the heck?
Actually, the reason we were asked to vacate the previous apartment wasn't due to the building's aging. We couldn't afford the rent.
Well, I suspected something fishy. Your apartment looked quite nice, and the aging excuse sounded shady. But you have a good job at a big company and are earning a good income. How could you fail to pay the rent?
I kinda got stuck in a situation. The rent was just too high for me to afford.
Then why didn't you find a more affordable place from the start? There were plenty of options like moving to a cheaper place, right?
Elena thought that marrying me, a top university graduate, working for a big company would mean living a high life in a luxury apartment. I couldn't betray her expectations right after our marriage.
Ah, I see. You were trying to show the bright side to your wife and ended up pushing beyond your means.
But even though it's a big company, I'm still just a regular employee, so I don't get that much salary. Honestly, the bosses have no clue, not giving enough recognition to someone as talented as me.
Oh, really?
Even in such a situation, Elena keeps asking for new handbags, wanting to travel and stuff. Now, my savings are totally gone. I've maxed out my credit cards and am in debt too.
Wow, you're in debt?
She used my card to shop like crazy. Well, I did buy some things too, like watches and shoes.
Sounds like both of you are quite into showing off.
So, if you're moving, we'll move in with you. I'll start packing right away. Just tell me where the new place is.
No way.
Why not?
It's the apartment rented for Mom and me. It'll be cramped with you guys around.
Come on, deal with it. You're so cocky for someone with a low education. Well, you got lucky and promoted by chance. I know you're getting more salary than me. We're family, so you should help out your struggling brother and his wife.
No. It's your own fault for slacking off due to your pride in your education.
How dare you say that?
Sure, you went to a good university and landed a great job. But then, you just slacked off and didn't take work seriously, right? Even if you graduate from a top university, you won't get recognized without showing results. It's obvious that you can't get promoted or a raise, isn't it? I may only have a diploma, but I worked hard and even got qualifications. I'm entrusted to go on overseas business trips now. You belittled me and tried to kick me out of the house before, but now you want to rely on me just because we're family?
Then lend me money.
What?
I'll rent an apartment. Give me the money for moving.
Why do I have to do that?
There's no one else I can rely on, so you'll have to help me. Dad's gone, and Mom's only income is her pension. You're single and financially stable. You can easily manage such a small amount as to rent an apartment, right?
Why not ask Elena to work then?
Don't be ridiculous. She's never worked since graduating from college.
Even if she can't find a full-time job, she could work part-time, right?
As if I could tell her to go and work now. That's embarrassing.
You're still putting on airs at a time like this? Your debt is because of her selfishness. Of course she has to work.
Please, I'll apologize for everything we've done so far. Just help us out. Let us stay in your apartment for a little while, okay?
I'm tired of hearing that request.
We'll leave as soon as we find a new place.
I'm tired of hearing that too.
Molly, please.
Figure something out on your own.
Wait. Molly, don't abandon us.
Flynn and Elena had no money to rent even a rundown apartment and ended up pleading to stay with her family. However, due to her selfish nature, she had a history of not getting along with her parents. They were soon kicked out of the house and ended up sleeping in the park. To make ends meet, she finally started working, but having only been a housewife, she struggled to adapt to a work environment. She constantly upset her bosses and was never able to keep a job. They're still repaying debts and living a financially strained life on just Flynn's salary now. Meanwhile, I moved into a new apartment near my workplace with my mom, enjoying a peaceful life. Work has been going well, and I'm about to be promoted to department manager. Perhaps being free from the stress of Flynn and Elena, my mother's health has improved lately. She's helping me out a lot with housework. Now that I've saved up some money, I plan to take her on an overseas trip rather than going on a business trip.